Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be walking through the June 2021 monthly budget. For reference, my husband and I are a married couple living in Georgia. We both work full-time jobs, but we also run a business on the side. And so that's kind of what we have going on. We'll talk more about all of that as we move through the video. Like I mentioned in my last budget video, my friend Ashley from Fancy Budgeting is going to be dropping her first ever product or planner this year, and I'm super excited for her. I showed you guys the front of the planner in the last video, and I'm not at liberty to just be showing all of the planner before it releases, but I do want to share with you guys the savings page because I did and was able to show that on Instagram. So I've just been using it to track our investments. Again, not at liberty to show all of the planner or anything like that, but if you want to learn more, you can head to her website and get signed up so you're notified of when the product releases. And also you can follow her on Instagram at Fancy Budgeting. I'll have all of that linked in the description box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the video. So June is going to be a pretty chill month, not a whole lot going on, although it is going to be a pretty expensive month. And let's go ahead and talk about our to-dos and the goals and all of that before we hop into the actual budget. One of the first to-dos is I want to follow up with Ashley Furniture. I sold our sectional some months back, actually 3 months back. In retrospect, I realized that it was a good move because it just so happened that a lot of people were waiting or having to wait a whole lot of time for furniture, which I had not experienced that because I hadn't really bought any furniture, or any, couch or anything like that during COVID. So I was able to sell it and we got back all of the money that we gave for it because we actually got it for a really good deal. It was on sale and we got it for like half the price. I then was able to take the proceeds and put a couple $100s with it, roughly 100, maybe less than that, to purchase our new living room furniture, but that is on back order due to the pandemic. I did reach out during this month, which is May, and they told me that my delivery date should be approaching any minute now, which I'm hopeful that it is. But yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm following up every month basically until the furniture arrives to us. So I'll do that again in June if I haven't heard back from them. Next, we need to schedule our car insurance. We pay our car insurance in full every 6 months. We do put it on our credit card because it's a lot of money and we get a lot of cash back for doing so. So we are going to do that. So even though we will schedule and kind of technically make the payment in June, we won't actually officially pay it until July because we pay our credit card bill at the beginning of the new month after reconciling the expenses and everything from the previous month. We would do that anyway, but we actually do that because our credit card bill is due around the first of the month. We also have a situation with our car. The emblem is damaged, and I just want to say that that costs so much money. So do not damage your emblem if you have like a newer Toyota, because apparently that little emblem on the front, the little Toyota emblem, that actually, for the newer cars anyway, controls a lot of stuff like cruise control and all sorts of different like safety features. It's the whole situation. So try not to rear end anybody or run into anything or damage that emblem because it's a whole lot of money. So for which case, I think we'll go ahead and maybe order our parts in June and go ahead and have them to have those come in, and then in July, we'll go ahead and actually get the car repaired. Similarly, we are going to be getting pest control. All along, I thought we had pest control. Turns out we have termite control. So I want to get pest control. We want to get pest control. And so we have to have them come out for our initial visit. Whenever that will be, I actually contacted our inspector today, and so we're going to get that scheduled. I don't know if it's going to be the end of May or the beginning of June, but either way, I want to kind of make sure that I've gotten pest control all set up and scheduled as we move forward, at least have it all situated by June. Also, our new dog has started dog training, and so provided we stay on track, then we'll be finished with that by June. So we'll need to figure out if we are going to continue dog training and go to the next level, or what we're going to do about that. So we need to make a decision about that, and likely probably have to go ahead and make a payment for that as we move into July. And then last but not least, I have a follow-up doctor appointment, for which case I'll have a doctor copay that I'm anticipating being $35. So I just want to be mindful of that. For our goals, we want to stay below our food budget. That has been a goal of ours for as long as we have been setting financial goals. So as long as we've been married, that's just something that we try to do each and every month. We also strive to go on date nights. Obviously, before COVID, we would try to do like a couple a month. Then when COVID struck, that was pretty much non-existent. Now that we're vaccinated and things are opening up and all of the things, then potentially we could, do a couple more date nights. But either way, we're just at least aiming for one for the month of June. And honestly, just even doing one date night is kind of like forcing us. It's a stretch for us because we do like going out to eat. That's something that we could do literally every day, but we often struggle with like actually sitting down and looking at different events in the area or different things that we could do. We would just rather stay in the house, if I'm being honest. So we try to force ourselves to go out and enjoy life at least once per month. I mean, we are 30 and I don't know, I just feel like we do want to do things and go out and do this and that and the third, but we often are laying in bed cuddled up, if I'm being honest, and that's just the way that we prefer to spend our days. So we do try to force ourselves to go out at least once a month and like see a new movie or go to a new area or event or something like that. Our next goal, of course, is to invest $2,000. We want to send $1,000 to our joint brokerage account and $500 each to our Roth IRAs, with the anticipation of maxing out our Roth IRAs at the end of the year and having, I don't know, anywhere between like $12,000 to $24,000 in our joint brokerage account at the end of this year. I do have an investment video that I'll link here that I recently did, and you can check that out if you are interested. And then finally, the two goals that remain are paying our medical bills. We'll talk about that, but we both do have medical bills. I have one from last year that they just processed. It's the situation, and I ran about it on Instagram frequently. And then my husband did have a medical bill from this year, so we have to pay that. Both of them together are pretty hefty, and we'll talk about that when we talk about the actual budget. For paydays in June, I'm going to get 2 paydays from my full-time job. My husband will get 4 because he is paid weekly. Our major money goals include investing $2,000 and cash flowing our medical bills, which we'll talk about momentarily. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and talk about our actual monthly budget. For income, we're going to be bringing home or paying ourselves a greater amount because we need all of the money that we can get, because we have a lot of expenses coming up, and you'll see a video about that coming up probably right after this one. And that's going to be me and my husband having a chat about our finances and our plans for cash flowing all of these expenses that we have coming up that were not anticipated, but we're going to be bringing home a larger amount, thereby paying ourselves a larger amount from the business. So we're going to be looking at $8,650 for income for June, which is a greater amount than typical. And then our bill/expenses are going to be the exact same amount because we do an every dollar budget or a zero-based budget, which means that our income and expenses are the same. So I kind of have these bills and expenses categorized by like the fixed expenses sorta, and then the variable expenses, and then like debt and savings. That's kind of just how it flows. But our mortgage is coming in hot at $1,500.99. Our security for our home is going to be $51.47, and I feel like this is about the amount that a lot of people pay for the average amount for security. But just FYI, we did actually buy all of our equipment up front. It was like $2,000 for all of our cameras and panels and all of that, and we just paid $51.47 for the actual monitoring. I just want to point that out because I don't know if I ever have. And I do have a code for Vivint to save $50. So if you're in the market for security and you're thinking about Vivint, just let me know in the comments or email me or something and I can send you my code. Pest control is going to be a new one. I am budgeting $46 for that. The guy said that the initial fee was going to be 100 and something, and then it would be about $46 per month moving forward. So I have gone ahead and put that in the budget. And that is just going to be for them coming and spraying inside and outside as needed. We also do have termite control, but we already paid for that in full for the full year at the beginning of this year, or like a couple months ago. Electricity is going to be $100.89. Our phone bill is going to be $80 for both of us, so we pay $40 each. We have unlimited everything, and that's through Cricket. I also have a code for that. These are just like regular normal codes that anybody, referral codes. So these aren't like affiliates or anything like that, but I do have a code for that. So if you're interested in Cricket, do the same thing. Leave a comment down below or message me or email me or something like that. Cable/internet is going to be $105.80. We will pay $35 for Sling TV. So it's technically not really cable, it's a streaming service, but it looks just like cable. It functions like cable. I don't watch cable, but when I look at it, when my husband's watching it, it looks like cable to me. And then the rest of it is going to be for our high-speed internet. Water/sewer, I am budgeting $36.60. That has been the amount that it's been for the last several months. I'm always assuming that's the least amount that it could possibly be, but I'm not really 100% sure, but it has been the same amount for some months. Although my husband has been running the sprinklers some, so I don't really know if it's going to be $36.60. I have no earthly clue. I won't know until I get the bill, so I'm just budgeting $36.60 as of right now. For Reckless AF funds, I have grouped all of that together. Now, as of last month, or as of this month, technically in May, that's something we started in May. So basically it's gonna be for any miscellaneous spending that my husband and I do, and also beauty. So it used to be I would budget like $100 for beauty each month for like nails and hair, eyebrows, pedicures, things of the sort. And then my husband and I would get about $100 each to spend frivolously. But recently I decided that I wanted to lump all of that together and just do it that way. So $325 a month is what we are budgeting for spending on things that we really don't need, because that's really what it comes down to. Because it could be a pedicure, which I don't need, an eyebrow waxing, which is not mandatory, although to me it kind of is mandatory. But like all of those things that technically are luxuries. For donations/gifts, we budget a small amounts additionally each month, so that we can just be able to give money freely. If I see someone on the street asking for money, I can donate. If somebody at work is having a new baby, then I can donate. If I just want to pick up a lunch tab for someone or this or that, it's just part of our budget, so I don't have to really think about it. It's like I already know there's money in the budget. We can just donate here and there if we need to. For toiletries, I am budgeting $50 per month, and that's for toilet paper, paper towels, things of the sort. I do need to get back into buying household bundles. A lot of times I can find bundles, household bundles on Facebook Marketplace, so you can search there. And typically extreme couponers will sell their bundles for, you know, a discounted rate. So a lot of times I can find a pretty good bundle for $40 or $50. And sometimes I can even message them to see if they'll swap something out, because I do not like buying stuff that I don't need. Like I don't want to buy a bundle with 3 laundry detergents in it whenever what I really need in the moment is toothpaste. So you can try to see if you can message them and kind of curate your own bundle, or sometimes they'll have just a sale posted and you can go to the house if it's in your area and shop their stash. But for the most part, I am able to get pretty good bundles for $50. I haven't really been doing that, but I need to get back into it for sure. Not budgeting anything for travel. My husband and I do have flight credit from flights that were canceled back before COVID or whatever the case is. So technically we can take a vacation coming up soon, but we have no plans of traveling right now. For house, we're budgeting $150, and this is just a small budget for decor pieces and just things that we've been needing now that we're homeowners, like step ladders and drills and hammers and just things that we didn't have when we were renters. So that's kind of what that budget is for. I am in no way, shape, form, or fashion really anywhere near finished furnishing or decorating this house. So it's gonna take a lot more than $150 a month to get me there. But typically if we bring in additional money, which happens all the time, then I'm able to just kind of use that money to buy things for the house. But for the most part, we just like to budget a small amount for things that we need that are related to the house. Our miscellaneous is going to be $100 per usual, and that typically captures anything that we've forgotten to budget for, like my doctor copay. I know that I have a copay, it's on my mind, I'm thinking about it, but I didn't even create a budget for it, so I'll just take it out of the miscellaneous category, those types of things. For pet, we are budgeting $150. We have yet to say under budget or be on budget or anywhere near budget since we took in our dog. She is a rescue that came here 3 months ago, literally the same time when I sold our furniture, coincidentally. So she just continues to need, you know, shots and things of the sort. I know we're getting closer and closer to it being more stable, and $150 I feel like will do the trick, because her wellness plan will be $80 some for another couple of months, and then it's gonna go down to $50 after her spaying falls off of that. And then we just need to buy food and treats and things like that. So I can't wait for us to be at a place where we're not having to spend more than $150, but I am going to budget $150 for the month of June, because I feel like June might be the first month, because she just had a vet appointment for which we had to pay out of pocket some money. So I'm thinking moving forward, we should be good. For gas for our cars, I'm budgeting $150. That typically covers me filling up once per week and then my husband filling up twice a month. Probably if we never, like if all he did were to go to work and come back each day for a whole month, he probably would only need 1 tank legitimately, but we do go ahead and budget for like 2 if we're running around town doing this or that, that type of thing. So $150 for gas for our cars. Next we have car insurance. Now technically We will pay it in June, but again, it won't clear our account until July. So it could go either way. We could put it in the June budget or we could put it in the July budget. It doesn't really matter, but I am putting it in the July budget. So you'll see all of the deeds relating to car insurance in the July budget. Health insurance for my husband is going to be $226.42. That's just for him. I have him on my dental and vision at work, and then I have my own, medical insurance or what have you at work, but his job doesn't offer it, so he just has his own plan through Anthem. Life insurance for the both of us is going to be $42.19. Food/dates is $788.30. That is a random number. Typically I would do like $700, but we had a little money left over, so I just threw it in the food/dates category because normally that's the area in which we are struggling the most. So $788.30 for food/dates, and that will include any type of date. So if we do go to a movie or something, we'll put that in that category. This is going to be any kind of eating out that we do with coworkers or with someone else or with ourselves. This is going to be for groceries, anything related to eating. Next up, we have my student loans and my husband's student loans. They are in a virus forbearance until September, so we don't have to pay either of those right now. And of course, we'll talk about my husband's student loans in a minute. Next up, we have car loan. That is going to be $314.34. For our medical bills, we are budgeting $2,332, and that is going to be for both medical bills. And we have a lot of expenses coming up. Again, a video coming on that soon. Our goal is to actually cash flow all of these expenses coming up. Y'all know we've had a crazy year. We've invested a lot of money. We've had all these expenses for our dog, which has been thousands of dollars as of to date. We've had other things that we've had to cash flow. So it's important for us to cash flow everything that we can as opposed to dipping into our reserve funds. That leaves retirement/investing. We're going to put another $2,000 towards that. $1,000 is like basically us saving the money because it's going to our joint brokerage account, which, like I said, we can access that money at any time, but it does exist and is existing so that we can use that money to live off of because we're looking to retire early. So it would be of our best interest to leave it alone. So that's why we try not to go below $2,000 for the additional investing, and we try to just cash flow everything. As for our current debt, it is $12,704.48, and this is actually just the debt that we're working on, which is currently my husband's student loans, which we are anticipating paying off this year. And then after that, we will move on to the car. Okay, so that is it for this video. I feel like I've talked a whole bunch. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below in the comment section. Don't forget about my friend Ashley over at Fancy Budgeting and checking out her Instagram and her website as we all await for the release of her new products. Again, that's it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.